The Hobbit's finally come out. It's about time. I loved everybody in this movie. You know, loved seeing Gandalf again. Gandalf just being Gandalf. I'm smoking a pipe every so often, and I have this staff, and also I have this badass sword. Yes. Bilbo Baggins was just amazing. I actually like Bilbo Baggins better than Frodo in Lord of the Rings. I mean, maybe it's just because the guy who plays Bilbo is just a better actor. The guy who plays Watson on BBC's Sherlock. You get to see what makes Prince, or, well, now King Thorin such a badass. These characters, the other 12 dwarves, they're all extremely enjoyable. They're funny, they're comical, they're quirky, they have their own little warrior thing. They have, you know, dwarven songs that they do. But there's just so many of them. There's just so many dwarves that you can't really remember every single one of them, what all of them do. Also, seeing Saruman as Saruman the White, not Saruman the D-bag, it was kind of interesting. I don't really think he actually had a craving for power whenever he turned on everybody in Middle-earth. I think he's just such a dick that he was like, okay, I could go and kill Sauron, or I could help him, because that would be the biggest dick move in history. Well, the choice is obvious. I didn't hate seeing Radagast the Brown. It's a lot of people were bagging on him like he's the most annoying part of the movie. And I guess I can see their point. If there is a weak point in the movie, it's probably him. He's kind of weird. He's a little bit out there. But it's not like he's like the Jar Jar Binks of the Lord of the Rings universe. This movie was interesting. It didn't have Star Wars prequel syndrome, where it was like, okay, why am I watching this? Because I know what's going to happen anyway. Also, I know a lot of people are like, 3 movies, The Hobbit was only 1 book, and Lord of the Rings was 3 books, and they spent, 3 movies doing those, and they're doing 3 movies doing this. It's like, okay, I can see your point, but with Lord of the Rings, it's a universe. It's like a huge lore. It's a huge experience. It's like you have to kind of explore everything there is to be explored, because everyone will want to see that. So if you're into the Lord of the Rings lore, the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit lore, and the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit legend, you will probably love this movie. If you are expecting to see something that's exactly like Lord of the Rings, you might be slightly disappointed, because it's not. It's the Hobbit. It's more comedic. It doesn't quite have as much perspective from elves quite so much. It's Bilbo Baggins' adventure with these dwarves, with Gandalf. It's before Lord of the Rings. It's not quite as dire and not quite as drastic as Frodo's and everybody else's adventure in Lord of the Rings was. It's something different. It's a different experience. So you have to expect that before you go into the movie. So if you saw The Hobbit, or if you like Lord of the Rings lore, or whatever you want to say just pertaining to this video, comment below, message me on Twitter, @TheMilesSimon. Tumblr even, I'm on that.